What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, while it does appear on surface level that Sony is continuing to do Sony things by putting a huge character like Null in the trailer for Venom: The Last Dance, with the caveat, and coming from at least a couple of sources, that he's not a huge part of the film, and that may be the extent to which we see him. The excitement really comes with the fact that Sony may be finally forward-thinking, merging with the MCU, and introducing Null to eventually be the villain of Spider-Man 4, which of course begs the question, is there a Tom Holland cameo at the end or in the post-credit scenes of Venom: The Last Dance? Well, the press junket has begun for that film, and with it, of course, is Tom Hardy answering questions. And he was asked that point blank about Spider-Man being in the film, and his answer and the way he played it definitely seemed like he was trying to keep something covered up. We'll talk about exactly what he said and his language. We'll also talk about what the rumors are for the two post-credit scenes for Venom that do include a Spider-Man cameo. We're breaking it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is in just a couple of weeks for Agatha All Along's finale. Again, all you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment if you want. Stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so this actually happened yesterday. We're going to go off the report from comicbookmovie.com under the headline, Venom: The Last Dance star Tom Hardy shares a very interesting response when asked if Spider-Man appears in the film. They go on to report, quote, rumors continue to swirl about Venom: The Last Dance, setting the stage for Eddie Brock and Peter Parker to team up in Spider-Man 4. They then go on to point out, and very aptly, that of course Venom 2 and Spider-Man No Way Home both set up post-credit scenes on Earth 616, but they've never actually made good on what that was supposed to be. They continue by saying, appearing at a press event in Mexico yesterday, Tom Hardy was asked about the odds of Spider-Man showing up in the Venom 3-quel. And this is what he said, quote, you know, there's always possibilities, the actor responded with a smile. I couldn't possibly say anything because this is the last movie. Yeah, I would love that. And as the article makes sure to mention that if you actually had watched Tom Hardy's response, it may be telling because it feels like there is something he's keeping under wraps anyway, and it could just as easily be him not wanting to spoil his potential role in the upcoming Spider-Man 4, but you would have to think if this is an agreement that's already been reached, they would want to tease that at the end of the film or in the post-credit scenes where we've already heard reports and rumors that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is going to show up. Now, what are those post-credit scenes? I'm glad you asked. The film is rumored to have two post-credit scenes. The first would apparently feature Hardy's Eddie Brock coming to the MCU in the 616 and trying to meet up with Tom Holland's Spider-Man or find Tom Holland's Spider-Man perhaps in a pursuit to warn him of the oncoming threat of Null. The second one is supposed to feature Andy Serkis's Null, setting him up as the potential villain for the Spider-Man 4 film, where we've already heard rumors from industry insiders that we've covered here extensively at the channel that he is going to be the villain. Now, this is where it gets pretty nuts. In a report that we did just weeks ago here at the channel, that Sony is actually going to merge this defunct Spider-Verse with films like Madam Web and with Morbius, and actually bring that over into the MCU to make one Marvel continuity. As we had talked about at the channel, it was reported earlier in the year that every time Sony used a villain or extensively their characters that are tied to Spider-Man, it would actually preclude them from showing up in the MCU, meaning that after a while you would just run out of what's got to be one of the most famous rogues gallery, and that was really preventing Marvel from doing characters like Norman Osborn in the MCU where they should be. This merger would take care of that completely because, well, all the characters would be in the same place, and it would solve Sony's huge problem of wanting to do Spider-Man movies without having a Spider-Man. And of course, with the huge Secret Wars crossover on the horizon, there'll be a perfect opportunity for them to do this when they remake the Multiverse after they've triumphed over Doctor Doom. So I think when you take this from the big picture approach, even if they hadn't have teased Null in the trailers and left him for a reveal in the movies like they should have, or even if we didn't have the reports of the post-credit scene with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, when you look at the fact that they used Let There Be Carnage and No Way Home to tease this meetup, and we've been talking about the possibility of the crossover crossover of this for years because they're the big money makers for Sony, and Sony is not a huge movie studio. This would be like a #1 priority for them. Take the post-credit scenes from Let There Be Carnage and No Way Home standing alone. We knew this was coming. It's just a matter of how and whether or not Marvel and Sony would be able to be amicable in getting this done. And let's face it, everybody wins a little bit, but the biggest winner here is the fans, because we get all of the characters in the same place as we've always wanted from the beginning, and that's how it should be. The second winner is Sony, because no matter how much prestige the MCU may have lost through the last couple of phases, maybe putting out the occasional stinker here or there, it is nowhere near the joke that some of the productions in the Spider-Man-less Sonyverse have been. Both Madam Web and Morbius are two of the worst comic book movies ever made, and no matter how good Kraven is going to be, or how good some of the Venom movies have been, you can't argue that they wouldn't have been better if they had a Spider-Man, either as basically a faceless antagonist where he just shows up in costume and fights against Venom without really having much of a role in the film, or even a counterpoint protagonist. But all of that is in the rearview mirror now, and there's no saving those films. Whatever plan they had for Spider-Geddon, it looks like they've morphed it into now Venom and Spider-Man teaming up against Nolan. I'm guessing it'll be the symbiote hive mind that they used in the first place in order to make it over to the 616 to team these two up. But I think what's very interesting about this is, as a multiverse movie now, where we know that they will be teaming up at least 2 multiverses, if you were wondering if the opportunity is there for them to introduce Miles Morales, well, yeah, if it ends up becoming a Spider-Man multiverse movie where Spider-Men across the multiverse are at stake, then it seems like the perfect opportunity for them to introduce live-action Miles Morales. Then you'd have him for Avengers Secret Wars, Tom Holland and whoever plays Miles Morales occupying 2 different Spider-Men in the MCU, and at the same time. Really, when you think about it, the fact that Sony is so obviously trying to one-up Spider-Man No Way Home, I wouldn't be surprised if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield find their way back into Spider-Man 4 as well, because, well, also it comes between the 2 Avengers films, so there's no way Sony doesn't want to try to make this as big as possible. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below in reaction to all of this, and how hype are you for Venom 3, Spider-Man cameo or no? I'm all ears. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we're still giving away PlayStation 5s here at the channel, and the next one happens to be at the end of the month to coincide with Agatha All Along's finale. If you want to be entered to win, or for any of the other future giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. You've got to be a subscriber, so hit the sub button, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos in the same way we're doing here, live with my voice in the winning comment when there is one shown on screen. So please be safe and vigilant on YouTube or really any other platform. Please remember, anybody can take a content creator's profile picture, claim to be them. It's all a ruse to get your information on a third-party app like Telegram or WhatsApp and charge you for shipping for a price that's not there. No content creator, myself included, will ever charge you for shipping, so please be safe again and vigilant on any platform. And if you should get a spam comment like that, just report it directly to YouTube. They are very fast about deleting that account, and then everywhere they've commented goes away as well. You're actually doing a huge service to the YouTube community, not just the one page or comment that they happen to try to snag you on. My name is Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes under the name Allfires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around, guys. We'll be posting again real soon.